Welcome to Leader Lifestyle Hub, a unique place for digital leaders to enhance and grow every day. We have set a target of completing 200 book summaries in the entire year. As we have set the target of completing, we are here on the book number 60, and the name of the book that we have today is The Rise of Superman, written by Stephen Kotler. So we are going to have the Rise of Superman book summary today. And the context is I'll be reading the blog post as well as I'll share the mind maps, and we will summate all the lessons whatever we learn from here. Okay. I request to keep hydrated and take paper and pen, write down the notes and share your comments in the comments below. Okay. Let us start. First, let us come to the target audience of this book, whether this book is for you or not. Identify that. The 15-year-old internet surfer or snowboarder who thinks about taking his career pro someday. The 33-year-old writer who often struggles with writer's block, and anyone who thinks they have been put on this earth to achieve something great. For those people, this book will help them to few guidelines. Let us see the small synopsis. This book, The Rise of Superman, decodes the science of ultimate human performance by examining how top athletes enter and stay in the state of flow while achieving their greatest feats, and how you can do the same. Means we are taking examples of top athletes, how they became top, and how we can become the top from their achievements. Stephen Kotler, let us see the small information about the author. He's a very multifaceted author with his books ranging across a wide variety of disciplines and topics. Here are, however, most of them connect science with culture somehow, like abundance and bold. This one also combines the two, but it is more focused on the individual part. You might know the state called flow. Have you ever heard about flow state? Sony or Adikran, have you ever heard about the state flow? Flow state.
Does it mean that
Yeah.
to sink into whatever is happening and like the environment and go along with it
Yeah.
without much effort, without any resistance?
Great. There was an example like if you take an example of cricket, if some batsman is hitting 6 sixes in 6 balls, what we say, that batsman is in flow state, or that batsman is in form, right? So that is called you might know, that is called flow state, in which we are one with our surroundings, completely in the zone, doing a great job and are 100% focused on our work. In this book, Stephen takes it apart and looks at how you can achieve it more often. Means, how do you achieve your flow state more frequently? He even runs an entire research project dedicated to decoding the genome of flow by 2020 called the Flow Research Collective. You can also research on this, or later you can Google on this, the Flow Research Collective. Let us listen from the Stephen Kotler itself. Most people live in a very restricted circle of their potential being. Remember this? Most people live in a very restricted circle of their potential being. Let us see the small review. This was probably the most scientific assessment of flow I have ever seen. When Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi coined the term, he described it in 2 words, in his own words, and had no way to actually measure the biological side of it. But now we have access to the right tools, and Kotler does a great job of laying out the results. Especially recommended if you are an athlete or do extreme sports. But The Rise of Superman is really a good read for any creative person. Let us see the top 3 lessons from this book. Until they pull that off, here are the 3 lessons from The Rise of Superman to help you perform better. When you are in a flow state, 5 neurochemicals are released simultaneously. Write down on the paper, when you are in a flow state, 5 neurochemicals are released simultaneously. Second lesson is, for flow state to happen in your life, some parts of your brain must be switched off, not switched on. This is another bulb on moment. Some parts of your brain has to switch off so that you will enter into the flow state. Let us see the third lesson. What we think is possible changes every time. What we think is possible changes every time we see a new achievement, which is why flow is so important. Do you want to up your game, whichever one it is you are playing? Then let us find your flow state from the 3 lessons. Lesson number 1. As I have told you, when you are in the flow state, 5 neurochemicals are released simultaneously. Let us see what are the 5 neurochemicals and 5 powerful hormones. These work together to create a flow state in your body. Suppose you are in a full-on moment. You are full on Josh. You feel like you are in a high peak state. You can do almost no wrong and your performance is supercharged. While this is often a spiritual experience, there sure is a lot going on in your body as it happens as well. In fact, 5 strong elements are released. 5 strong chemicals are released all at once when you are in flow state. And that's what makes it so powerful. Write down these 5 chemicals in your paper or diary or your digital notes. 5 chemicals are dopamine, norepinephrine, anandamide, endorphins, and serotonin. Let us see each and every powerful hormone. Dopamine, which gets you excited about new ideas while helping you filter out what is important from the noise and thus sharpens your focus. Norepinephrine, which increases your heartbeat, blood sugar, and breathing speed to give you energy and attention to the task at hand. Whereas anandamide, which works a little bit like cannabis, thus getting your brain to make more new connections and be creative. 4th chemical is endorphins, which absolves you from the physical pain because it's 100 times stronger than morphine. Serotonin, which causes the glowing feeling after you achieve a goal and keeps you coming back for more. Let us take an example and identify this. Suppose one of your favorite cricketer, either it may be Kohli, either it may be Dhoni, either it may be Sachin, whoever it may be, is on the full form. He's hitting 300 in a one-day match. Imagine one of your favorite cricket master is hitting 300 in the cricket match. He's in full of flow state. Let us see whether he has these 5 chemicals or not. He gets excited about new ideas, in which way he can get more boundaries, or helping him filter what's important from the noise. Means he'll identify the places, gaps to hit the boundaries. Hence, his focus will be sharpened. Second thing, norepinephrine. Whenever he hit the ball, his heartbeat will be increased to increase the speed while running. between the wickets to give him more energy and attention to the task. And the third thing is Ananda mind, which gives his brain to make more new connections and be creative. He may come up with a helicopter shot, he come up with another new stunning shots, astonishing shots, or coming up with different strategies. Coming to the fourth chemical, endorphins. He hit the century, also he will not feel the physical pain because he is hungry at that moment. So, and the fifth one is the serotonin, which causes the glowing feeling. Once he hit the century, he feels like glowing and he feels like his face will shines like a glowing person. So that's how the 5 chemicals work together when the person is in the flow state. As you can see, that's quite a mighty chemical cocktail that keeps you buzzing. But for flow to happen, something else must occur. In fact, some parts of your brain have to stop buzzing altogether for a while. Let us see that in the lesson number 2. Again, I remind you to have a sip of water. Keep hydrated yourself. And this summer, it's very hot. At least drink 3 to 4 liters of liquid, any liquid you prefer, water or any juices. Instead of cold drinks, try to prefer fresh fruit juices. Let us see the lesson number 2. Some parts of your brain have to be turned off, not turned on, in order for flow to be possible. Another factor which is part of the flow experience is something called transient hypofrontality. What this complicated expression means is simply that for a short time, your prefrontal cortex, which is less active. The prefrontal cortex is a part of neocortex. If you have heard about the brain terminologies, neocortex is the one of the part of the brain, which in turn is the youngest part of your brain. In the neocortex, there is another part called prefrontal cortex, which is evolutionary speaking. This is where all complex thinking happens. Like you are crunching numbers, whatever the numbers, mobile numbers, or account numbers, or bank balances, whatever it is, to decide which house you want to buy. And it's what allows us to think rationally about your feelings and be self-aware. Why does this part shut off? Because in flow state, you don't have time to second guess your own decisions. Suppose, let us take back the same example. The same cricket player is playing cricket. At the time of playing cricket, if he thinks about family, he will not come into the flow state. When your self-awareness monitors shuts down, you will go with your gut. When he shut down all the other things, then only he can focus on the playing cricket. So that's how your flow state should come. So if you want flow state to be happen again, shut down all the other things and focus on one. Make split-second decisions and try new approaches exactly as needed. Because the part of your brain in charge of doubting is turned off. Another part that slows down during flow state is your orientation adjustment area. Write down this, orientation adjustment area, which is the part of the brain that lets you assess your position in the world relative to other objects around you. This is what causes surfers to feel as if they are one with the wave. You know the wave, right? Tidal waves. It will be going up and down, up and down. So due to this part of brain, orientation adjustment area, which causes the people to feel as if they are one with the wave. Our writers to just think their words onto the paper. Sometimes thinking has enormous capabilities. If they think on the paper, the words might not come or might not be put as 100%. Especially yesterday, I faced when I was writing down whatever I was thinking. So, this is two things are important. One is prefrontal cortex, and the second one is orientation adjustment area of your brain. These two things plays a crucial role in your brain. For making help of these two things, what you need to do is shut down the other thoughts, other focus areas in your brain when you are doing one particular task to achieve your milestone or goal. Then you will enter into the flow state. Let us see the lesson number 3. The reason flow state is so important is that with each new and major achievement, what we think is possible changes entirely. Another time I am repeating. The reason flow state is so important, why the flow state is so important means with each new and major achievement, with each and every goal achievement, whatever you think is possible changes entirely. If suppose I set a target of reading 30 minutes book today and I crosses the 30 minutes and complete a book within 1 hour, whatever you think that is possible changed, right? So flow is what gets a mountaineer up the last part of the Mount Everest. If you are about to climb the Mount Everest mountain, mountaineer need to enter into the flow state at the last part. It what makes the snowboarder land the 1080 and allows the writer to finish her novel. It is the source of grand achievements, and achievements are the source of inspiration. Write down this on diary. Flow state is the source of grand achievements, and the achievements are the source of inspiration. Flow equals to achievements, achievements equals to inspiration, inspiration equals to flow. It's a cycle. Kotler calls this as a Roger Bannister effect. So flow into the achievement, achievement into the inspiration is called Roger Bannister effect. Bannister was the first man to run a mile in under 4 minutes. But before he accomplished this in 1954, for decades, for almost tens of years, people had thought a 4-minute mile simply was not possible. However, once he did, someone else did it just 2 months after him. His record was broken again twice within the next 5 years, and 10 years later, a high school student ran a 4-minute mile. Every time someone accomplishes something, we think it is impossible. Our definition of that word changes. Great achievements inspire us to go beyond them and achieve even more. And that's what makes flow so important. Without it, humans would stop pushing the boundaries of performance. And the day we do that is the day our species starts to decline. So never stop pushing the boundaries of performance. If you want to into the peak performance state, try to shut down all the other things. Focus on your one particular goal, whatever you are chasing for. Keep your 100% on that, and you can achieve it anything as you expected in your milestones. So this is the one powerful book summary I have gone through, The Rise of Superman. Let me repeat the 3 lessons. When you are in the flow state, 5 neurochemicals will be released simultaneously. And the second lesson is for flow state to be happen, some part of your brain has to be shut down or switched off. And the third lesson is what you think is possible will change from time to time whenever you achieve a new achievement or a new milestone. which is why flow state is very important. Let us repeat, let us learn from all the other people. Sony, over to you. What you have learned from this powerful book summary? Share one lesson.
It was surprising to know that we have to switch off a part of a brain to get into flow.
Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. Let me share mind map. We will create mind map on the live itself. I'll need to share. Partially, let me share it again. Sorry. So here comes the mind map. The rise of Superman. We have seen top 3 lessons and 5 neurochemicals. We will repeat them again. So when you are, these are the 3 lessons we have seen. Let us recollect the 5 neurochemicals. What are the 5 neurochemicals we have seen? One is dopamine. Second one is neuropinephrine. And what is the third one?
Anandamine.
Anandamine. Whenever I read this powerful chemical, I remember Ananda. Ananda means happiness. I related that one into that. Endorphins and serotonin. So these are the 5 chemicals will be released when you are in the flow state. So this is the one you need to keep remember. And one more thing, what we need to take action time. Shut down or switch off your brain to think other things when you're working on your target. So this is the action step you need to take. Suppose your target is writing a book today. So you need to focus on only doing that. Means put your 100% efforts on it. Even minute thought also should be related to the same task also. Same task only. It should not, your thoughts, your actions, your words, everything aligned to that one particular task only. Remember, remember the cricket player of your favorite who played very well recently. While if you want to enter into flow state, or you can take any role model. So I'll take one person in my case who is nothing but Thomas Alva Edison. He is my inspiration. So whenever I fail, he was tried another different ways, and he tried 10,000 times before inventing the bulb. So I also grab that attention of trying again and again. So that's how you can also take inspiration from role models. Even you can take Swami Vivekananda, APJ Abdul Kalam, and you can take any role model that you like with. And just remember, another important lesson that we have learned is key powerful lesson. Key lesson. What we have learned is flow is the source of great achievements or grand achievements. And grand achievements are the source of, what are the source of?
Inspiration.
Wonderful. Inspiration. So if you want to get inspiration, just inspire with your flow state. If you are inspired with your flow state, you will get inspiration abundantly. Okay. Thank you so much, and see you with another book summary tomorrow. Until then, stay connected, keep progressing, share your ideas and thoughts in the comments below. And before ending our session, let us share one powerful quotation. One powerful quotation of the day.
Yeah.
Sony, over to you.
Sure. God will never give you a dream that matches your budget. He is not checking your bank account. He is checking your faith.
Oh, great. That is taking your faith. Wonderful. Super. And Ravikiran, what about you?
Hello.
Yeah, Ravikiran, over.
So
Go ahead.
build your own dreams, or someone else will hire you to build theirs.
Yeah. Build your own dream, or else someone else build your dream and they will hire you. Wonderful.
So someone will hire you to build theirs.
Yeah, I understand. Someone will hire you to build their own. Yeah. And I want to share one quotation from Anne Frank. Whoever is happy will make others happy too. Whoever is happy will make others happy too. So if you want to make others happy, first you become happy. Be happy. Thank you so much.
What was Sony's quotation today?
Mine was
God tests your faith,
God will never
not
give you
your
a
bank account.
Okay.
usually we check ourselves. I want to do this, but here is like it's not about the but. It's like having a trust on yourself and faith in God.
Okay.
Wonderful. See you tomorrow.